Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is able to hear me well. Um, I just thought I'll go ahead and do a 8-month breastfeeding update. I have not really haven't done any update videos in a while. Why? I don't know. I've been, I wouldn't say too busy, but busy enough to not pick up um, my camera and record a video. So I just decided, let me go ahead and go live and I could just do my update on live. So, hey guys, thank you guys for coming in, checking in. Um, yeah, it's been 8 months. I'm so happy about that. 8 months, yeah. It's a big deal for me because this is the longest I've ever breastfed. This is my second child. Longest I've ever breastfed. My first journey, I only breastfed up to 4 months. For one, I wasn't that educated on, you know, what it takes to go on a breastfeeding journey, and yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't last that long. Um, but this time around, I'm 8 months in, and I plan to go as long as I can go. I do not plan to go beyond 2 years. Um, and minimum, I'm trying to make it to 1 year, 12 months. So we will see how that go. I'm just going with the flow, taking it one day at a time. And by me doing that, here we are, 8 months later. The beginning of my breastfeeding journey for this time around was a little bit different than my first journey, because with my oldest son, my very first day, basically, I had colostrum milk coming in before I even went into labor. So when I breastfed my oldest son, it was like instant, right off rip. He latched on, no problem. Lactation specialist was like, "Oh my God, you're doing great for this to be your first time. You're doing a great job." He latched on well, got milk. He was good. And our journey went on from day 1 to 4 months with my oldest. This time around, I did a lot more research, did a lot more, video searching on YouTube and getting the information that I need to start this journey, this go around, and to try and go as far as I can. I don't know if it was because baby boy came earlier than expected. Like, I didn't just go into labor, I had to go and get a scheduled C-section. So when I started out breastfeeding him, it was a little bit more challenging because one, my milk wasn't in yet. Two, I didn't have colostrum yet. So it was, those first 24 hours were tough. I was putting him on my boob to nurse, but he wasn't really getting anything. So I started using the electric pump that they have in the hospital, and with that, I started to get milk here and there, little bits of little milliliters here and there. So I did have to supplement th- within the first 24 hours. I did end up having to supplement with formula for baby boy so that he could get milk. At first, it was a little bit tough for me because I was like, I just really wanted him to be only on breast milk. But the most important part is that a fed baby is best. So I'm so happy I did that because it did allow me a little grace to be able to keep pumping and to get my milk in. After, I would say, 2 or 3 days, my milk was fully in. I did not have to supplement with the formula for baby boy. I did end up giving him like a bottle, one formula bottle here and there, and I was exclusively breastfeeding and pumping. Breastfeeding is not easy, okay? It is an easy choice if you are able to nurse, but it is not easy because it is a full-time job. So, regardless of if you are exclusively breastfeeding, meaning you're only putting baby on the boob, you're not giving the baby a bottle or anything like that, it is a full-time job. If you are an exclusive pumper, if you're only pumping and giving the baby milk from you pumping the milk and giving the baby in a bottle, it's still a full-time job because you are having to pump the milk, feed the baby, clean the bottles, clean your pumping parts, and get ready for the next feeding all over again. So it's a job no matter what. Feeding your baby is a job no matter what. Yes, the simplest thing is to just pop open pop open a can of formula, pour it in a bottle with some clean water, shake it up and give it to baby. Still got to clean the bottle. So regardless of how you feed your baby, it is going to be a job to feed the baby regardless, because this is a little human who cannot make their own food, who cannot feed themselves. They're solely relying on you. So it's whatever process you decide to take or you're able to take, give yourself grace and understanding that it is not easy no matter what. So whether you're buying it, it's expensive, or if you're making it, it's still expensive because you're going to either be spending a lot of time or you're going to be spending a lot of money. So either one, choose what fits best for you. Don't beat up yourself if you're not able to breastfeed. Don't beat up yourself if, you're having to mix breast milk and formula. Regardless of the fact, make sure that your baby is fed, and that's all that matters. So let me go back a little bit. So we did supplement over time. I would say within 2 weeks, I did wean baby off the formula completely, and we did breastfeeding. So during that time, I was breastfeeding and pumping, um, to be able to try and save up as much milk as possible. So my whole goal was, let me get a backstock of milk. Okay, just in case I don't make it past 4 months like I did, excuse me, with my first baby. Cool. By 4 months, I completely stopped breast pumping. I just solely did exclusively breastfeeding because it was becoming a lot for me to pump, clean the parts, breastfeed baby, store. I was running out of storage for the milk. I have a external freezer and I have my freezer. It's full of milk right now. I'm still exclusive. I'm still breastfeeding. I have not really had to tap into that frozen milk too often. Only when I go to work, here and there, for my husband to feed him. Um, so those are really the only times that I pump, is when I am away from baby boy. But when I'm home, I don't pump or anything like that. I was doing it before because I was scared that I was going to lose my milk. But after 4 months, I completely stopped pumping and only breastfed. Solely breastfeeding became the easiest option for me because I didn't have to wash any bottles. I didn't have to wash any breast pump parts. I didn't have to do any of those things. I just had to pop him on and go. And that has been, awesome for me. It's not easy for everybody, but that has been awesome for me. Um, so yeah, 4 months, stop pumping routinely, I would say. So I was exclusively breastfeeding starting at 4 months. And from there, um, I just said, we just gonna see how it go. If my supply drops a little bit, I'll do what I need to do to try and get it back up. Staying hydrated, eating, and all of that good stuff. So I did that. By then, I started to introduce baby boy to some purees a little bit here and there, maybe once a day. By 6 months, baby boy was eating purees twice a day, and that basically supplemented 2 feedings as far as nursing. So during those 2 feedings, I was not nursing him at all. Like, he would just eat the baby food and be good for a while. And that kind of worried me as far as like my supply, because a lot of people put a lot of craze out there of you have to keep pumping, you have to keep pumping in order to keep getting the milk. You have to keep pumping in order to keep getting the milk. So one stressful moment I did have was when my cycle finally came back. My cycle didn't come back until 6 months. My cycle finally came back at 6 months and my supply dropped. And that was stressful for me because I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what I did wrong. I didn't even know my cycle was coming on because I was just like, oh, cool, I'm breastfeeding. It might not come on at all. And I have PCOS, so I've experienced going months without a cycle and fine. Of course, taking pregnancy tests here and there to try and make sure, okay, it's been 6 months, it's not on yet. All right, let's just make sure we're good. But then come to find out that the reason my supply dropped was because my cycle came. That was stressful because I did have to tap into my frozen milk, which was okay, but I was hoping and praying that we went back to normal after it went off. Thankfully, it did go back to normal once my cycle was gone. Um, and, we've been doing that. One thing that I can say, because I didn't know this, so I just did want to put that out there. I didn't know, and this is probably a reason I stopped breastfeeding the first time, was because I didn't know that after 4 months, you stop experiencing engorgement. So within those first 4 months, like you can feel every time your breasts fill up. You could feel every time your milk is ready to come out. You could feel when your breast milk is leaking. You can feel all of that stuff. After 4 months, I stopped getting engorged. I stopped feeling when it fills up. My um, milk supply went to being solely on demand. So I only feel that feeling of it filling up once baby latches. When baby latches and starts to suckle a little bit, then my breasts fill up and then I can feel the milk coming out. But not until then, I do not feel that sensation at all anymore. To the point where I, I go without breast pads sometimes now, and that is it's a plus, but also a negative sometimes, because if it is a time where baby is about to eat and you're not near him, you will start leaking. So it is best to try and keep some breast pads handy, but I go without it here and there. I just let it air out. So yeah. Hello. So yeah, that has been, pretty much what's been going on the last 2 months of breastfeeding. So from 6 months to 8 months. Um, I started going a little bit more free, not really wearing any nursing bras, not really wearing any nursing pads here and there, only when I need to when I'm out. Um, Latching baby when I need to. And now he's at the point where he's eating purees all 2 to 3 times a day. So that's 3 feedings during the day that I'm not breastfeeding. And in the beginning of my breastfeeding journey, I probably would have like went a little crazy over that, thinking that, okay, those 3 feedings, I'm gonna end up losing milk because I'm not feeding him those for those 3 feedings, but it's not true. Once your body gets to a rhythm of we're producing milk for this baby, it doesn't care how often you're getting the milk for the baby. Your baby could be feeding every 6 hours, and once your baby latches on, your body is going to give the milk. Even if it gets to a point where the baby might not be getting the complete serving of the milk, your body is still going to give the milk. So if your hormones have changed because your cycle is about to come on, your body is still going to give milk. It might not give the full amount. If your baby drinks 4 ounces, it might only give you 2 ounces. So you're gonna have to supplement then, either giving the baby the frozen breast milk, or giving formula, whatever works for you. Um, but we basically kind of had to go the route of making sure that we're not supplementing, because baby boy did experience having reflux issues for the longest time. I can say since 7 months, we've been great in the reflux department. I have not experienced him throwing up like that or spitting up his food. He has been doing so much better, especially, and his doctor was telling me that during our visits, is like, once he starts sitting up on his own, we won't have to be giving him the famotidine, which is Pepsid for babies, famotidine anymore, because his body will be able to keep the stuff down. And that's true. We stuck it out and it became true. It's been good. Um, so yeah, 8 months of breastfeeding, 8 months on this journey with my baby. And where's and yeah. So yeah, you guys, I'm celebrating, because it's not easy. I have a friend who is exclusively pumping and providing milk, and it's stressful for her, and that's why, I know, that no matter which way you do it, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, he need to just bring me my card back. Let me call y'all back. I'm being nosy. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I was being nosy. Um, and I could be honest about that. I'm being nosy. I'm up here at the baseball game in the parking lot with baby boy. Here he is. Hold on. Here he is sleeping. Him sleeping. So I gave my son my card to go get some food. Thank goodness I only put a certain amount on there, because it's gonna decline if you try and go over. And he must be waiting for the food to come out. But yes, how's everyone doing? I see it's a few of y'all on here. Um, I don't want to talk y'all ear off or anything. Oh, here's the color update from the last video. This is the color that we ended up with. It's a little bit more on like the red side, which is okay with me, because I know the red will help the color last a little longer, even though it is going to fade. It is going to help the color last a little longer. Oh, excuse me. And I didn't want it to be that light anyways. So the color that I showed you guys on the last live as my inspiration, it is a little bit more gingery than the color that I picked out, but you know, close enough. Close enough. Hold on. He used $8.50. I just had to check you guys because that's the first time I ever gave one of my kids my card. Um, just trying to get to a point where, you know, we could trust them with certain stuff here and there. Being a parent is not easy. Being a parent is not easy. And it doesn't get easier, you know. It I wouldn't say it gets harder. It just doesn't get easier because you're going to swap obstacles, if that makes sense. You're going to swap the challenges. So in the baby stage, you have the challenge of, okay, you have to be there fully for almost everything. You have to change the baby, feed the baby, you know, nurture, you know, calm the baby down, you know, try and make sure the baby's not stressed out and stuff. You know, you got to do all of that stuff when it's the baby stage. When they get to the point of them walking, then you swap, you know, like I said, you swap obstacles. So then now the baby's your obstacle course is now trying to make sure that the baby doesn't put nothing in their mouth, that they're not touching something they're not supposed to be touching, or, you know, basically you're like on guard. Then when they get to the age of them being in school, now you got to try and watch out for, you know, of course, their safety, try and make sure that they're learning what they're supposed to be learning, make sure they're not hitting people or starting stuff with people, you know, trying to make sure that they're learning the stuff that they should be learning, trying to instill manners in them and, you know, stuff like that. And then they get turned into preteens and teenagers, and now you got to deal with hormones changing and you know, attitudes, like, goodness. But then it's like you understand because it's like you were once a preteen, you were once a teenager before, you know what you experienced and how you was feeling and what you went through, you know, then. So you try and be understanding to them, but then at the same time it's like, don't try me. Don't try me. But that's besides the point, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with some shit with a preteen of mine. And then now I got a baby that I need to care for. Did you even get a water? Yeah. It's a water in the trunk. What did you get? Where's the dino nuggets? Oh, they're over there. I didn't know if you wanted them because you never checked me back. Yeah, I want them. Water. It's water in the trunk. It should be by the right there in the front. There was like 3 bottles of water there. Yeah. Hold on. He can have 5 of the nuggets. And then bring me the rest. Okay. So he did good. He didn't get nothing extra. So I could trust him with my card. For now. But yes, y'all, Yes, y'all. Yes. It's been 8 months, and I plan to go as far as I can. I'm not gonna go too far. I'm not gonna go too far, but as far as I can. Um, a challenge I can say that I do face. I'm not sure if it's just a breastfeeding thing or not, but um, when it comes to nighttime, like getting baby down at nighttime, he does rely on nursing before going to bed, before getting comfortable enough to go to bed. So it does make it a little bit harder for me to be away after a certain time because by 8 o'clock, he's so tired that he's ready to go to sleep. And sometimes it makes it hard for him to go to bed if he's not breastfeeding. So a bottle won't do it. But, anyways, let me get off of here. It's been 25 minutes too long. Baby boy is still napping. Um, my son is about to bring me my food. So I'm going to go ahead and eat that, try and get some nutrients in before before it's time to feed baby boy again. But I'm probably going to hop back on after I eat because I ain't really got nothing else to do right now. So I'm gonna just hop on here and there, talk to you guys, update you guys. So far right now, I've updated you guys on my breastfeeding journey. Um, I do need to do another video, another cleaning video, but that's another reason why I have not been on live lately is because I've been like trying to get rid of a lot of stuff and yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there because baby boy is almost to the point where he could start exploring the house, and we have to make sure that it's completely baby proofed and safe for him to do that. So not gonna hold you guys too long. I will give you guys a little call back in a little bit. I'll get back on live in a little bit, and once I get over to where my husband is, because he's doing this like RC racing thing. And I've been telling him he needs to go live while he's doing the RC racing thing. So I'm gonna help him out with that today and make him go live on his page and show you guys him barbecuing and doing the RC stuff. So y'all have a great day. And if I hop back on, I'll see y'all later. If I don't, love y'all and peace out.